Hello and welcome to DC Figures and Collectibles. I'm Tyler G of Batman Figs on Instagram as well as Batman TAS Figs on YouTube. And I am joined by my co-host all the way from Stoke-on-Trent, England. And you can find him on Instagram at the.batfan. His name is Scott. And how you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you. Yeah. How are you doing?
I am doing well. It's been a crazy week here.
Yeah, it seems it. And happy Thanksgiving as well, belatedly.
Thank you. And a happy Thanksgiving to all you guys out there listening, post-Thanksgiving, of course.
Yes.
So now it's officially Christmas and we have a lot of hunting to do.
Yeah, if you got one of those turkey bellies, sit back, relax, and enjoy the podcast.
Yes, especially if you have leftovers.
Yeah, definitely.
And now you've had quite a great week in toy photography, especially because you've had a new big boy toy with your new camera. So how have you been enjoying all the new gizmos? I know we talked about it a little bit, but
it's been good fun.
you feel like you're getting more of a grasp on it after a week?
Yeah, that's what I've been using. Canon D2000. It's pretty good. Yeah, I'm enjoying it definitely. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. But I've got to say a massive thank you to Lewis who was at the backlights. He's helped us out so much with all the tools and photography. I like sort of little subtle things that you have to take into account when you're doing pictures with a proper DSLR, and my dad's been great to help as well. So yeah, it's been a good challenge and difficult at first, to say the least, but really enjoyed the opportunity to shoot with a proper camera.
So at this point in time, how do you feel with it? Do you feel like you're now comfortable or what?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, there are some things that I want to try and learn, but definitely feel comfortable with it now. Yeah, it's definitely getting there, and finally feeling a lot more natural to take pictures of it. It feels less of a chore than it did sometimes at first because of how difficult it can be to set up. But yeah, it's definitely a step up from an iPhone camera for sure. The iPhone camera is insane, but the DSLR camera is pretty cool.
And I have a feeling that pretty soon that thing's just going to be an extension of your hand, basically.
Yeah.
It's just going to be as easy as walking. And speaking of walking, let's take a look at this guy.
Oh, that's a clever
Mr. Joaquin Phoenix.
That's a clever pun.
Now, this is the first picture of your and Lewis's most recent weekend theme. And Lewis is, of course, at the Bat Collector on Instagram. And your weekend theme this past weekend was classic iconic villains.
Yes.
Absolutely. And this has definitely become an iconic one.
It has very quickly. It's become iconic, hasn't it? And yeah, it's just a crazily good movie, and I can't wait to see it again. Keep saying it.
And you could already tell that the quality's gone up dramatically because you feel like you could see his eyes even just so crystal clear.
Yeah, the camera captures so much more detail. It's the same Instagram trash as it. But it honestly, it captures a lot more detail the camera does, and it made it a lot more fun.
Scott, let me let my cat out real quick because it's scratching on the door, making an annoying sound.
You can tell we do this as a live shoot, the podcast.
I'm back. I'm back.
Kicking the cat out.
Okay. Well, I also like about this picture, besides the fact that you got almost the exact correct lighting to what it is like in the film, I like that you got even the plant correct. And of course, I love the reflection that I also enjoy.
Yeah, that was the trickiest part of it to get right, to get the reflection with the brown backdrop, which is my bedroom door and the side of my cupboard, which I should unscrew from the hinges and then put it next to the door to get it to fit.
You have to do anything to get the image you want.
You do. You absolutely do.
Speaking of doing anything, I'm sure we would all do anything to have seen this scene happen. But thankfully, we have you putting on this show for us because we don't even have most people will never even own a Jack Nicholson Joker figure. And thankfully you do.
Oh, man. Yeah, the Jack Nicholson head sculpt painted by Vin Faith Custom. cast by Action Figure Customs, the infamous man. And yeah, it's a fantastic head sculpt that just looks so cool, and it fits in nicely with that multiverse penguin. And it says a lot about the multiverse penguin, that it fits in well, because the penguin is only like a $20 figure. Really, it's just a budget sort of figure for all intents and purposes. And yeah, it fits in perfectly. That head cast on that DeVito penguin is just crazy good. It really is. It's a shame Mattel couldn't keep that kind of standard up with the rest of their figures, because it's just so good.
It's a shame they couldn't keep the license once they figured it out.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's very true. There's no reused parts on that penguin, which is what I love. It's all brand new stuff. It's fantastic.
Now, anyone that's a toy photographer that looks at this at first almost gets anxiety, because you just imagine the amount of time that put in painstaking amount of detail you had to put into making sure they stand correct, and plus just seeing all the accessories. You could just look around and see it's like a little Easter egg hunt. So how long did this one take? And seeing this, I was like, okay, Scott, he went all in on this one.
I think it took probably about 3/4 of an hour or something like that to set up and get it all right. Putting the wire around Catwoman was tricky. The hardest bit of the entire picture was getting Scarecrow to hold Isis. That was the hardest bit of the whole picture. And Joke holding that rat as well, that was tricky. But it was good fun to set up, and Clayface is a very precarious figure, is what I'll say about this picture. He either stands perfectly, or he'll just fall straight over and knock everyone with him.
Well, the one detail that I particularly love, and I hope people don't overlook, is that with the window in the background, you can see the way the shadow's falling. You matched it up perfectly as well with the lighting that you set up.
Oh, thank you. That's super kind, man.
Especially, you could take notice if you look at the Croc figure, you can see the way the light falls. It matches up very well with the background.
Thank you. That means a lot, really does. And yeah, definitely wanted to try and do a bit more blending with that picture, because the animated figures, I love the sharpness the camera catches with the animated figures more than any other line. It really does capture it really, really, really nicely.
Well, talk about sharpness. This is like unlocking a new potential with that camera and these figures, because you've always nonstop have talked about and always defended how great these figures are. And with your new camera, holy crap, with this picture. Just that Bruce head sculpt alone is amazing.
Oh yeah, the Bruce head sculpts, again, Action Figure Customs cast it, Vin Faith Custom painted it, two amazing guys, and it looks so cool, that head sculpt does, and he painted it perfectionally. And that scene is one of my favourite Arkham scenes ever, probably my second favourite to the Ace Chemical scene in Arkham Knight. I love just everything about it, the atmosphere, and revisiting the asylum, and that's what I wanted to really sort of capture with that scene. And Extreme Sense as well, amazing as always.
It coming full circle from the very beginning.
Yeah.
And the lighting again is just perfect.
Thank you. Yeah, it's honestly just such a, like I say, it does unlock new potential. I can put the camera so far back just to fit everything in the picture, and it still looks really sharp. So that's what I find amazing about it, more than anything else. To be quite honest, I just find it incredible, because I have done a few other versions of that shot in the past, which I'm currently searching for on here. And it's difficult to capture what you want to capture, because I wanted to do a sort of wide angle picture for it like that for a long time, and it's never quite been possible. So if I flip my camera around now, you can see, so that was a previous version I did, and I feel like that version that you're showing on the picture now captures the moment a lot better. You've got so much more depth to the picture. The TV screens look more natural, and where they're positioned.
It's absolutely unbelievable to see the difference.
Yeah, it is crazy, man. I mean, the iPhone X camera that I used on the picture I'm showing is fantastic. I think I always said that equipment should be the last thing that you upgrade, because the figures that you're taking pictures of is always what's important, and the posing. But the camera does make a lot of difference, gotta say, more than I thought it would. A lot more.
But I think it also just shows, it's a testament as well to your amount of skill you had as a photographer with the tool that you had. You were maybe a little limited with the tool you had, but you're still able to get the pictures and a lot of the uh, what you want to get across in each picture as well. You also had a lot of support and people enjoying what you did, and now you're yielding a unbelievable tool. And look, I like just what you said. As soon as you said the TVs look more natural, just looking at them, they look like real little TVs.
Yeah, no, the diorama that comes from that set is fantastic.
And for the people listening, I'm sorry that you should just go up and watch it on the YouTube as well.
Yes, definitely. Sorry to the listeners. This is a bit that it's always awkward for you. But, yeah, no, that's super kind of you, man. Thank you very much.
And then rounding it off, a Joker Fest from the same Arkham line.
Yeah, this was an improvised picture. Really, I didn't know what to do for the final post. I wasn't too sure, so I decided just to whack all the Jokers together. And anyone who knows the Arkham series will know why there's two actual Joker figures in that picture. Anyone who knows the story will know why there's two actual Jokers in there. But yeah, I really found it difficult to fit this angle in all together. But again, you know, the fact that Tyson Joker is so massive, could fit him in the picture and still keep him sharp is testimony to the camera, because it's ridiculous.
And the wielder.
Yes.
And then from there, I just have to again. I mean, I'd be foolish to again not just. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that was the first ever picture I took on the new camera. That one. Just a nice standard portrait picture.
Is that natural lighting?
It isn't. So I used a light coming from the right hand side. Sorry, from the left to the right across the screen, and then put a bit of atmosphere aerosol spray in the background, just to give it a bit of a misty thing, and give it a bit more shadow and make it less sort of. I don't know what's the right word. Give it a less sort of a. I don't know what the right word is, but just so it didn't wash out the colour, sort of thing. The atmosphere aerosol dampen that sort of effect.
Yeah, you're making me want to get a new camera. And then something we saw a little bit in our previous podcast, and now we get to see the results.
Yeah.
And you had quite a response, especially in the comments. A lot of people saying that they absolutely love when you do a Mr. Freeze photo.
Yeah, I love doing Mr. Freeze pictures, and the experimenting, as I say, with the atmosphere aerosol, when you can see it a little bit in here, it does improve as we carry on through. But yeah, I love doing Mr. Freeze pictures, and that's why I really wanted to get that V-Toys Cold Heart Extreme Environmental suit. It's so freaking good, man. Honestly, it's an amazing figure. One of my favorite ever figures that I've got now, for sure. And
it's a once in a lifetime kind of figure.
Oh man, it's just outstanding figure. I love it so much. Brilliant.
And then I really enjoyed this one because I saw this movie recently on TV over the Thanksgiving holiday, and we've talked about this movie tons, how much we love it, and as soon as you see this picture, there's no doubt, like, it just looks spot on. I love it.
Yeah, that scene of him running through Arkham Asylum was a big inspiration for this picture. And Bat Bale is just so inspirational in Batman Begins. Batman Begins is just insane, it really is. And that was another experiment with the aerosol spray that went rather better than some of the previous ones. So yeah, again, just setting that up was really good fun. It was tricky because anyone who knows extreme sets know that they don't connect those panels to the door bit. So I had to put them on and then rest one of the floor pieces on the top. And then I shine the light straight through the back of the scene and put the aerosol through it, so it lit up. And
what I love is the lines and just the symmetry, how it looks.
Yeah, that's kind of thank you. Yeah.
Especially the fact that you got the new camera and everything you're doing now is just absolutely killer.
Thank you.
And then the what the nice thing is that you've been showing us a lot of things that we don't get to see, but because of your imagination, we're getting to see things that hopefully we'll get to see, but we probably never get to see. But this was something we might have gotten to see in the future, and thankfully to you, we have it before our eyes. If you are looking on YouTube,
Yes, honestly, I so hope we get a Schneider Cut. Just want to go on record as saying that as again for the 1000th time. But yeah, so started today with a boring Batman picture, so I wanted to do a bit of a different one for the evening and put Cyborg with Flash and Batman. That Batman figure I haven't featured since I started my Instagram like 2 years ago nearly. I've not featured him since, and I wanted to correct that because that was definitely.
So you were giving him the WB treatment.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I think it was like the fourth or fifth ever post I did was pictures of that Mayfix Nightmare Batman, and then I just didn't ever take pictures of him for a while because the Mezco one came out, and then I just lost all interest in taking pictures of him. And then for this weekend when it came up, I was like, do you know what? He deserves to have some pictures because he's just such a cool figure. If you can't get the Mezco one, then the Mayfix one's definitely the best option.
Yes.
For. He's just fantastic, and the posability is amazing. Head sculpt's amazing.
And then, is there any idea what we might be able to look forward to this weekend?
This is the weekend theme that we're doing so far. In terms of an imports theme that we're doing this weekend. So
imports.
Yeah, Lewis is focusing more on figure arts, so I'm focusing more on Mayfix. That's been nice to see some different kind of shots, but.
So we usually don't record this late, people.
Yeah, we don't.
So if you, I don't want to give too much. I don't want to give too much away what you posted, but if you haven't looked yet, go check it out, and also check out Lewis because he's posting as well.
Yes, definitely.
But then also that means pretty soon you'll be actually announcing what is going to be the next thing. Do you have any idea? Is it your turn to come up with it?
It is Lewis's turn this one. I came up with an import theme. Well, I wanted to do sort of like a Mayfix or figure arts theme. I figured we haven't got enough of each figures between us, so I thought, let's just mix them together and do an imports theme instead. To try and think of something like a common ground between it. Because he's got some cool figures like the Thanos figure, and he's got a cool Iron Man figure and stuff like that. So it's nice to mix it up. So yeah, it's been good fun, and we yeah, but all me, you, and Lewis have all changed our profile pictures within the last week as well, which is it's been nice, enjoyable.
That is true.
Yes,
and it's nice seeing the one that he chose, some Batman that doesn't get a lot of love.
Yeah,
Christian Bale Batman.
Yeah, in honor of this weekend's theme as well, with the figure arts idea. Whereas I went for a more traditional, boring JL Batman picture.
It's not boring, especially because every time you do it, it's usually a very significant upgrade in quality.
Yeah, I definitely want to make sure I've got that picture in. But yeah, well, we're talking about Batman Begins because it's something that you've been taking pictures of this week, and then we saw yesterday. You messaged me this. I had the honor of seeing it before you posted it.
Yes, I can't believe that's real snow.
Oh, it's fun, isn't it? The snow you're getting, very California.
Yeah, it's bizarre. I think we got like 5 to 6 inches of still snow covering the ground, and as long as I've been alive, I've never seen this much snow where I live. So I was running up and down the stairs, grabbing every figure I know that could go with a scene with snow and trying to capitalize.
Yeah, well, we were on about a penguin shot earlier, and this is another one. Fantastic shot. Those penguins fit in so well with it.
Oh yeah, thankfully the I wasn't too rough on them because they came from the Kenner line all the way back in the day, and thankfully I wasn't a mean kid.
Yeah, so how amazing did it look for ones that are like over 20 years old? Those figures.
I can't believe it.
More than that, like nearly 30 years old. Some of them. But
we would not get something that high quality nowadays from a basic figure line. That's for sure.
That's true. Yeah. Incredibly true, and they just look so fantastic and very accurate.
I even still have the little rocket packs too, and I was deciding whether or not to use that, but I was like, nah, I'll just leave them natural.
Rocket packs, no way. Yeah. It's fantastic. See, we got a Mr. Free shot, but this is one I enjoyed the most. I've got to say, out of all the snow pictures.
That one I'm really pleased with how it came out, and that one was going to be in a wide open field. In the background, there's like you can kind of see a freeway on ramp and everything. But because the way I parked my car, the exhaust off of it was creating a like fog in the background. So I was like, okay, this is perfect. I'll take it.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yes, and it was just miserable taking it that low.
Yeah, and the quote that you used for it as well is epic. If you haven't seen it, go and check it out, because yeah, Man of Steel is an amazing movie and sort of cements the Superman character really fantastic.
I'm glad that you liked it, because I know how much you love that movie.
Yeah, I really did enjoy that picture. Absolutely fantastic. And we're going to also talk about this picture as well. I remember seeing that for the first time, being blown away, and you've recreated it again here, which is absolutely fantastic.
Oh, that was a rough one. That was a rough one.
That was tricky to set up.
But thankfully, just as thankfully as they all are for Alfred's cooking, it worked out.
No, it looks fantastic, that picture does. And yeah, I love the way you incorporate Aquaman into that as well.
Yeah, the only one that stinks is I got it all set up, and this has happened a few times where I've had huge setups and taken all these photos. I usually always leave one thing out, and usually it's like Man-Bat, because I haven't put away from, because he's just so humongous.
Yeah.
But this time it was Wonder Woman. I accidentally left her on the bed. So fail on me. She wasn't invited to Thanksgiving.
No, she would have gone back to see her mother. That's okay.
That's fitting. That's fitting.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
But I think it's bad.
Yeah, no, good. I don't think that's too bad. I enjoyed this picture as well. I'm just going to give a quick shout out to that one. I really enjoyed that showdown picture.
Thank
I
you.
also have to talk about this as well this week. And
I haven't watched it yet.
Really?
I haven't watched it yet because I've been so busy. Like Friday, I had to do that thing for Medieval Times, and I just haven't. I just saw the Harley Quinn, and because that's shorter, it's not a whole hour. And I definitely have some things to say about that as well.
I'm very interested to hear your opinions on that. Yes, I can't wait.
Oh gosh. But I'm glad that you like this picture. I'm hoping that this is what I see when I watch it, and which is going to probably be, I'll throw it on while I'm editing.
Yeah, I can't wait to see this finale, and can't wait to
and for you, it's going to be soon. Hopefully, it's going to be in January, like last time, right?
Yeah, I would hope so. Yeah, I would definitely hope so. I'm going to rewatch the last series very soon, I think. And yeah, this scene just looks epic, and I love the Nightwing suit. It looks amazing. It really does. And the sort of transformation between him being Robin and then becoming Nightwing, it just looks absolutely perfect. Everything is fantastic. So far.
They really did a good job.
Yeah,
can't wait to see it in action.
Yes, same. And Deathstroke as well. Deathstroke looks brilliant. Deathstroke looks absolutely fantastic. And
I actually, after seeing one episode where you see Ravager in full costume, Slade's daughter, I really, really wanted a figure of her, and I was looking it up, and the only ones they have are customs. There's no like actual authentic Ravager one yet, so hopefully there's a new figure of that soon, because she's pretty sick.
Yes, McFarlane, take notes, definitely.
Please.
Yeah,
Please.
I would love to see some Titan figures.
But other than the pictures, I know that I've been working on the new thing I've been working on is doing stop motion again.
Yes, I did see some stop motion posts that you did this week.
Yeah, I did the opening sequence of Batman Animated Series, and that one took a while.
Here we go, let's enjoy this.
Dun, dun. Dun,
yeah, fantastic. Yeah, really
I even tried to switch in and out of focus where on the gun, so it looked like that one took a while, and what I want to do is I also, the new thing I'm working on is I downloaded a free video editor for like cinematic editing. Yeah. So that hopefully we can make this video podcast look more higher quality, as well as, anything we do on here. And then I would also like to hopefully apply that to the stop motion, to where I could record voices as well over it, or at least audio over it. so I could at least have the actual song or something going with it. So it's absolutely amazing, and you could download this stuff for free. And at first, I was thinking like, do I want to do this? But then I was talking to one of my friends. He's like, if you're not learning and you're just gonna be bored, and miserable, and just basically you're just waiting to die. So I was thinking like, I'm gonna keep I'm gonna try to learn this, because at first I was thinking, do I want to learn something? Be like a 30-year-old man learning video editing, and it's taken some time, and it's like kind of rough to grasp at first, just 'cause I didn't grow up doing it. But I'm starting to get a little hang of it, and I already got a little video of us where we got an intro now, and the
Nice.
color grading looks nice, and
Nice. That sounds good. I can't wait to see
yeah,
that.
so it's gonna be fun. And I already got to I want to be like, I already mentioned them, but I want to thank Medieval Times. They allowed me to come out, and because I also help manage social media people sometimes. I don't talk a lot about it, but they wanted me to come out because I talked about video editing, and I
Yeah.
got a lot of footage for it, and I'm going to use that as practice as well. But big shout out to Medieval Times. If they got 10 locations all over the U.S. If you haven't gone, you need to go. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, it looks
But
cool. So how did you find that? What was it like?
I've never been, and my friend went before, and because he was looking, because he's a former Cubs pitcher, and he has a couple of baseball teams, like 4 or 5, and he wants to have like end of the year banquet where they could have some fun and have an award ceremony. So we wanted to get to see if they were able to do that, and they had a falcon, they had horses, it was pretty cool, and it was interactive. There's a storyline that went with it, and like there was a betrayal of the queen. So for like, I think because it was Black Friday, it was $28. You got a 4-course meal of like half a chicken, soup, potato, corn on the cob. I was stuffed. You also got ice cream and coffee. So I think it's like I mean, it's better than spending $1,000 a person essentially to go to like Disneyland. So
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun. So big thank you to them, and hopefully I'll be able to use my video editing skills to make it look like it was a lot. Well, it was a lot of fun, but make it look as good as it needs to look,
Yeah,
because
that's awesome.
that was a lot of fun. And other than that, I want to thank Zavi, because I'm going to be expecting my first statue,
Oh, nice.
DC collectible statue. So that
Nice.
would be fun to see what the quality's like and all that of our good friends over at DC Collectibles,
Which
because
statue did you
that's what
get?
they're known for, is statues. So it's got to be really good, right?
Yeah, that's what they like. That's what they're good at. What statue is you gonna get?
It's a Harley Quinn one where she's standing on a like a Joker Jack in the Box style thing, and she has like a bomb extended out behind her.
Ah, yes. Okay. Yeah, I think I can remember the one that you're talking about. Yeah.
And with the Zavi deals, they would actually like, they're sending it over. But if you were looking to get a statue and not overpay for a statue, they had the statues that are usually like 60 to $80 on deals for like $20. So if you're gonna get a statue, that's the good way to go to get it. But it's gonna be interesting. I want to see what it's like to shoot a statue and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know I've seen Lewis actually used to do that quite a bit. He has some
Yeah.
statues that he would shoot, and I always enjoyed that. So big thank you to the Zavi, and I think they sent that over because I still haven't gotten any of the Batman shirts that they sent over because of shipping and all that stuff. So well, I'm interested to see what the Batman shirts look like as well. So stay tuned for that, because they're still selling those. But other than that, the only thing I'm majorly working on right now, other than the Batman animated series episodes, still is the video editing. That's a
Yes.
big thing. Probably going to lose some nights of sleep to that.
Brilliant. Yeah, it's true, isn't it? You end up like sleep deprived because of this hobby. Sometimes it's the way it goes. Yeah, it's not. It's not one of those things that you can just stop at one point. You have to continue going until you finish the products and you've got the idea
Yes.
nailed down.
And is there any new figures or anything that you're looking forward to getting?
Well, I'm excited about the
That's
Rachel
on your
Go
Christmas list.
Christmas list wise. No, I'm not. Not really. If I'm honest, if I'm completely honest, there's not any new figures that I'm looking at. I mean, right now, so the most simple way for me to do this is to look on eBay and to go and look at my watch list. Right now, I'm looking into getting a Donna Troy Wonder Girl. I really want to get a Hulk and Dove figure very badly, so complete the Titans lineup. I'm tempted by the Mayfex Aquaman. Still, it's something that I probably will get eventually.
So
Yeah.
you haven't asked for any like new lighting setups or accessories?
really, to be honest. No, not really. There's nothing that really shouts out at the moment, to be quite honest. But I did see a very cool Sinestro Corpse Scarecrow figure, which I'm very, very tempted by.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one.
Which will go with the Batman figure that I've got, the Green Lantern Batman. It looks really, really cool. But I mean, generally, there's not a lot that I've seen out there. But I mean, I'm excited for those Batman v TMNT figures. Very excited about that because he looks cool. Ra's al Ghul does.
Those I am very interested in getting those, especially because the Ra's al Ghul cape is cloth. That looks very good.
That's something I was going to mention. Absolutely, it looks brilliant, doesn't it, in cloth?
I really appreciate them doing that. It looks very nice.
Yeah, it does look good, doesn't it? It looks very premium as well, and I'm really excited to get that. Still not got the Batgirl, which we'll get now because Kevin's very kindly at Ranking Customs.
It's coming.
And then Alfred as well, and then I can't wait for the Ra's al Ghul. Very excited for that.
There's one figure that I asked for. I asked for like some lighting setups and stuff, just because, and also a steady grip cam. But the one figure that I'm really looking forward to getting, I was debating getting it because it's technically I think it's a knockoff because they don't even say the name. It's called like V Mask from Bullet Head, and it's the V for Vendetta figure, and it looks like a Mezco.
Yes, yeah.
I've only seen one or two photos of it, and I was thinking of getting it, but there was no reviews anywhere, and there was nothing. I think it's because it just came out. But that's the one figure I asked for because I really enjoy that movie a lot. It's probably in my top 3 all-time comic book movies, besides Watchmen and I would say Batman Begins now. I would say Batman Begins is better than Dark Knight now for me. It's hard for me to watch Heath Ledger's Joker at all now after watching Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, I think you're right. Batman Begins has just got something about it. We talked about this, I think, with at Toys of Arkham, and he was like, that atmosphere they created in that movie was amazing, and I think he was right. It had that sort of modern Gotham feel that behind the scenes was an absolute shithole. Really, I think they nailed that perfectly. That sort of that separation and between like societies within Gotham, which is fantastic. And Batman Begins was such a great movie, and just seeing Batman properly go from nothing to training all the way up to being this superhero vigilante, whichever way you look at it, it's brilliant. Really is fantastic.
Yeah, and just almost everything at the beginning of that movie, almost everything Ra's al Ghul says is just a brilliant quote.
Yes,
I love it so much. And just it's also cool to see the way Christopher Nolan thought of the concepts of the training and how the fear toxin works into part of his training, getting over the fear. It just doesn't. I think that the thing that movie has is it's just timeless. I think that will always have a timelessness.
It's absolutely true. Yeah, it really is. And honestly, man, it's an incredible movie, isn't it? There was Scarecrow in there as well.
Oh yeah.
Very different to usual Scarecrow, but it worked very, very well.
Now, speaking of media,
yes,
I have not seen the Titans yet. I already said that, but I did literally before we came on finish watching the new Harley Quinn animated series.
Oh, what was that like?
It's basically just F word every other word. It was. I feel like they went. There was some blood and stuff, but it was all felt like it was unnecessary and it didn't serve to the plot.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like it was all just to be shock value.
Yeah,
it's like, oh wow, she's saying the F word every other word almost throughout the whole thing, and it's extremely bloody, and you see people's just faces blow up and disintegrate, and it's over the top, and I don't know if it's going to be like that just for the first episode, because the first episode and they're trying to draw in people or shock people and that sort of thing, which first episodes and that sort of thing try to pull in an audience, but I hope that it at least serves to the story.
Yes.
And I don't know. It's almost like, have you seen any Quentin Tarantino movies like Kill Bill, where it's just over the top, like geysers of blood?
Yeah.
That's how it was in this cartoon, and it's so weird because the episode I just watched was Harley's Holiday, where you see a classic BTAS episode where it's character building. You get to see what makes Harley Quinn tick and like her dynamic with the Joker, and it's done maturely, it's done well. And then this one is just like Joker and her fighting while murdering people, and you just see them like it's just like
Yeah, it doesn't.
it seems like it's scraping the bottom of the barrel, and
Yeah.
I didn't laugh once. Natural, like it wasn't. I just hope that it gets better, and I hope that this is just like them trying to grab an audience or shock people and say, you know, this isn't a little kid's Harley Quinn, I guess, but we'll see. First episode, I wasn't too impressed, but I'm not gonna be completely against it. I just hope that it gets better.
It doesn't look great, I gotta say. It doesn't look great from the outside looking in. No, it doesn't look great. That's the kindest thing I can say about it.
Yeah. I'm just trying not to just put off people that have paid a lot of money for the service and they're looking forward to watching it. But I'm hoping it gets better, but I'm not thinking it will.
Yeah. So Titans is probably 90% of your money in that, and then you got a bit of Harley Quinn on the side. It doesn't look great, to be honest. It really doesn't. And I think DC try and go overkill on Harley at the moment. We need a little bit less Harley. It's too much of it going on.
It's like Disney with Star Wars.
Yes, yeah, it is. Yeah,
but I mean, the animation was good. It was well drawn. It was the only thing I didn't like. I really didn't like the way Joker looked. That overall his design, but the animation was good. It was smooth. Everything looked like it was expensive, but I just didn't like the story or the way they went about telling it. Really.
Yeah.
Especially in contrast to Batman animated series. I know that's a big like separation in terms of quality, but that's what we have to compare it to. That's where she first made her debut.
Yeah, they kind of ruined it for themselves, haven't they? DC, because it's just too good. And then
it's like they try to make her Deadpool. That's literally what they try to make her like in this. It's like they're trying to make her a female Deadpool.
Yeah, like R-rated animation.
There was one sequence I liked that was creative. That was creative visually, and that I think was smart for Harley's character. One scene that was creative. Other stuff, I feel like it was the bottom of the barrel scraping.
Okay, with a spoiler warning, what was the scene?
The scene was she's hung upside down, and Harley Quinn's trying to talk to her and like, think of who you were before. Like, what would she's like? You helped me be able to live with people when you were a psychiatrist. Like, you helped me get over my fear of being around actual humans, and I still don't like being around it, but I could get around. Like, so you need to. What would Harley Quinn, the doctor, what would Harleen Quinzel tell you? How would you get over it? And she was like, this was like, and she was showing her a picture of herself. She's like, what would Dr. Quinn tell Harley? And so it shows the picture. Harley Quinn's moving. The doctor, Harleen, is moving towards Harley Quinn, who's hanging upside down. And they showed an image where it looked like the Harleen was looking through glass at giant size Harley. And it was it's hard to say because it's visual. It's all visual. So
I kind of get the concept. Yeah, sounds a good idea. Yeah, I don't know.
And that was the only thing that was creative.
Yeah.
And I mean, it made sense too because, like, if you played the Arkham downloadable content for Harley, she talks to herself in her head and that sort of thing. So
absolutely,
that sort of thing made sense and was true to her character.
Yeah, like a sort of visual representation of like the internal battle she's.
Yes.
Yeah. Stuff. That sounds good. No, it genuinely does sound good. But
you need to do more of that.
Yeah.
Don't just play to the low. Like, try to make some high quality content. If people are putting money in this, they want to see some good content.
Yeah, I think Harley Quinn is a character that's obsessed with Joker, not obsessed with killing, and that's something that has been sort of misinterpreted a little bit.
It's hard to describe, and if you guys see it, you'll know.
Yeah.
I hope that they put it out on Netflix for you guys, like out in the UK.
Yeah, I hope so. I'd be definitely interested to watch that.
I would like to hear what you say, but I am going to go into it with an open mind and try my best. Because
see what else you think of it.
Yeah, and because like with Titans, it kind of started off slow, but toward the end, it really caught fire. And then the second season, it's been absolutely fire all the way through. Cool. And that, again, we're looking forward to talking about that. And when you finally watch it, we'll have some in-depth episodes about it.
Absolutely, yeah. We'll have to do a full Titans review episode. That'd be cool. season.
And hopefully by that time we'll have some news on some figures.
I hope so, man. Yeah, definitely hope so. I was interested lately to read about the Stargirl series, which was meant to be a DC Universe exclusive, which is now very, very upsettingly gone to the CW, which is clinically depressing. The CW are doing good things right now in terms of the crisis, but it's taken them so many years to get to a point where it looks amazing. And let's not point out the best bits of that crisis thing are the characters that aren't actually in the show as regulars anyway.
Yes.
That has to be pointed out. Brandon Roof's Superman is just stealing that show. The Kingdom Come Superman looks unreal, absolutely unreal, and the rest of it looks pretty normal. But yeah, I'm really depressed that that's gone to CW. She's going to be in Crisis as well, which feels like she's been kind of drafted in. I was hoping she'd be in like Titans verse or something.
So she's going to be like the Captain Marvel of the CW, just shoehorned in at the last second.
Yeah, it looks like it.
That stinks because I was really looking forward to seeing her on the DCU and like learning more about her character. And now I'm probably not going to care.
Yeah, I'm gutted she's not going to be in the Titans verse, which is a shame. I really would have loved that to have happened.
Gosh, man, you always break news to me the first time hearing it on air, and I have it's the first time hearing about it.
It's a big shame, man. It really is, because I was looking forward to seeing that. It looks quite cool. Seriously, so far.
Well, today we aren't going to be doing a BTAS episode review.
Yes.
And that's because just with the holiday season, it's gotten so hectic. We have little time, so this is what we were able to make for today. But we hope that it was enjoyable. Do we have any last things that we want to say or any things we forgot?
The only last thing that we need to discuss is our figure of the week.
Ah, yes.
Which is going to be...
I want to know what yours is, because I know you have a few.
It was a tough choice. Recently, when I say recently, I mean today, picked finally the Arkham Origins Killer Croc, which is a pretty cool figure.
Oh,
he's pretty massive.
He is humongous.
He's the size of my head compared to. He's bigger than my head. He's an outstanding figure. Really nice detail. Not quite as good as the Asylum one, but good nonetheless. But my figure of the week is a figure that I've been taking a lot of pictures of lately, and it's the NECA 89 Batman.
So you're taking a lot of them recently that you haven't posted?
Yeah, I haven't posted any pictures of them yet, but certainly will be soon.
Fantastic. Good.
I absolutely love that figure so much.
Especially with your new camera, I'm looking forward to seeing those.
Yeah, I absolutely love taking pictures of him and figures from that whole universe.
I say my figure of the week is a 2-pack. Hope that counts.
If that counts.
It's gonna be it's gonna be the Soap Studios, Ra's al Ghul, and Bruce Wayne from Batman Begins.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if you saw my page, you know why. I just went into a Batman Begins mode. Just absolutely love that movie.
And that gives us a nice chance to do a final shout out to this picture.
All right, can you tell that's photoshopped?
No.
Yeah, because that's good. I think that I'm learning that the extreme aerosol atmosphere really helps with hiding the Photoshop stuff better.
That's fantastic. No, I would never have thought that was Photoshop. That's brilliant. The lighting blending is fantastic.
I'm trying. I'm really trying. Hopefully I could get that work to get that skilled with the video editing, and then I'll be set.
Yeah, and a lot of people agree. Over 1,500 people agree with that. Fantastic.
It's just it's just a powerful scene. You're basically seeing Batman get born, essentially.
Yeah. I love that you got the details on the suit here with the I don't know what you call them, like the fins on the arm.
Gauntlets.
Gauntlets. Yeah, there you go. Gauntlets on the arm looks fantastic. I love those details that Christopher Nolan put in.
Yeah, Soap Studios did a good job on the details.
They really did, man. Absolutely fantastic.
And if you can find those figures on price online, I would highly suggest them.
Yes, definitely get them. Fantastic figures. I might have to invest. I've been seriously tempted by the Joker bank robber Soap Studio figure. So
you love them. You should, because you have all those head sculpts. You can just swap them in and out and have any Joker you want. You have the best Joker collectivity one I know at this point.
No,
I'm
I'm
serious.
genuinely very tempted to get him. I will get him at some point. It's just when.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I would love to see how the Joaquin head would look on that body, or the Jack.
Yeah.
Well, our guest that we have this week is my.plastic.universe. His name is Jose, and that is it's going to be a very visual podcast as well. For those of you that are listening, you're going to want to check that out on YouTube because he gives us a tour of a lot of his dio pieces. And holy smokes, he even gives us a look at something that he's been working on for a couple of years from the '89 universe or the Burton verse, which we get a little glimpse of, and hopefully we'll get to see in full glory soon.
It's just amazing. You definitely got to check that out.
I cannot believe the amount of not even just the amount, but the quality and the amount of dial pieces he has.
Oh man, it's incredible, isn't it?
And it was very cool that he took time out of his day, which he could have been using to make more beautiful pieces, but talking to us and nerding out. So if you guys want to see all that, make sure to watch the video. And if you want to listen to it, we'll have that as our guest portion of the show. And we look forward to having you as our guest on the next episode. And hopefully we'll have a fun guest. I can't promise anything with this time of year.
It's difficult. Everyone's so busy this time of year.
Yes. Especially trying to get cheap deals this weekend, especially in America.
Yeah. I feel like Black Friday's been rough over here. It really has. How's it been for you?
I was out and about yesterday. I came up on a few places, just on some dio pieces and stuff that I'll be featuring soon.
Yeah. And you do some places like GameStop and that figures or.
I haven't been there, no.
Oh, okay.
But the last couple times I went, I still was able to find a Heath Ledger Joker from this signature DC multiverse. I was thinking of getting him to do a custom, but we'll see.
Oh, that sounds interesting. But yeah, only a few days until that Ra's al Ghul pack. I can't wait for that. Get it ready. Monday it's coming out, I think, isn't it? Second.
Yes, I will be picking him up. I'm sure Ahsoka has some picks coming for us. If he has,
he does. Yes, definitely.
But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Sorry that there's no BTAS, but hopefully we supplemented that with some other things. And then we hope that you enjoy the guest portion, especially we know you will if you watch on YouTube. But we will speak to you soon.